All other forms of landscaping that I've ever done are nice, they're enjoyable, but I've never seen anything provide so much peace and serenity and tranquility and enjoyment to people as building a pond for them. I'm sitting by this pond. It's a Aquascapes system, and it's a biofalls at the top, an upper pond and waterfall into the main body of water, the main pond, which also includes a skimmer that houses the pump that recirculates the water. This is a closed system. The water recirculates, gravity brings it down, the pump sucks it, brings it back up, gravity brings it down again. So it's a recirculating system. All of the ponds that we design and build are recirculating. Some are partially spring or stream fed, but most all of them are just completely a closed ecosystem. Now this is an ecosystem. It's not just a hole with water in it. There is life in it in all of its forms. There's plant life, there's larval and insect stages of life, there's fish. The fish are not the top of the food chain because sometimes there are predators that come in and get the fish. Blue heron is one, and in some smaller ponds, raccoons can be a problem for fish. We always build hiding places and caves. Some of the fish that are in here now are hiding at the bottom, and some are under the cave. Usually also tunnels. Fun thing for the fish. They love the current and they need good circulation, so we want to make sure we're not building a pond that has all of its flow on one side, so that the pump and the waterfall are together, and then there's another side of more stagnant water. So we have a good flow in this pond, and we're going to show you how to do this. There's underlayment, liner, the rocks and gravel that make it beautiful, and then there's the plumbing system. There's a skimmer, biofalls, and a pipe, and that's pretty simple. All ponds are really incomplete without the rest of the life. The plants, the fish, frogs will find their own way in, and so will all of the insects, the dragonfly larvae, and so forth. However, don't feel that by building a pond you'll be overrun with insects, because the fish eat them. They're a delicacy. The fish love to eat the insects. There's really no problems with mosquitoes on fast-moving water. Now in the stagnant areas, potentially there could be mosquitoes, but the fish love them. The mosquitoes that you would find in your yard would generally come more from upside-down frisbee or garbage can lid or a puddle in the grass than they would from a pond, because of the movement to the water. Mosquitoes do not like that. So why don't we go build one of these? Okay, so the guys are preparing the hole. We have it dug, instead of just one big oval scooped out of the ground, we've built it kind of like steps going down into the ground, which is safer. It's easier to install rocks onto a flat ledge than it is to try and install them and make them look nice on a steep slope, especially when it's wet and slippery. Any animal or person that would step into here could step out again also by these little 6-inch deep steps. This is a small and shallow pond. It's going to be about 6.5, 7 feet wide at its widest by about 11 feet long. Now first they've excavated the space, then they've added some limestone dust, which is kind of a more stable sand that's used in building patios and walls and construction for a compactable, level, but smooth and cushioned base. And then we're going to next lay down an underliner, an underlayment, and then the liner, and then we're going to start to put some rocks in. I'm going to show you now the components. This is a whole pond in a box. Comes with instructions, filter media and waterfall parts, skimmer filter media. This is the biofalls. This also comes with some bacteria for establishing a healthy balance between fish life and plant life. A tube of silicone for installing the biofalls to the liner. This is the liner. It's EPDM rubber, fish safe, treated to be fish safe, but it is Similar to roofing rubber, except for the treatments and the finishing of the process. There's no asphalt and tar treatment, but rather a talcum and a fish safe treatment. And this is the underlayment. A thick, cushiony fabric, kind of like carpet padding almost. And this protects the liner from punctures from below, from any roots. There are a few roots down there, and we're going to trim them clean. And then we'll also install a second underlayment on top of the liner as an added protection. This is the main body of the skimmer and the parts that make it work. Water will be sucked into here. There are a couple of openings on it, so you can install your plumbing out either direction depending on which side you want to. And then there's also a drain opening, and we'll show you how to connect this. This is the pump. The pump makes the water go, and it will be housed in the skimmer. And it'll draw water into itself and through some filter media, and then pump it to the biofalls. And the biofalls is the waterfall box. Okay, we're going to make this connection to the biofalls. This comes off in the order that it needs to go back on. This is the bulkhead fitting. This goes on the inside. The rubber gasket on the inside, then the plastic gasket and the plastic locking nut go on the outside, and this is reverse threaded. Push it through the bottom, and then it spins backwards. It's hard to get used to, but the reason it spins backwards is like lug nuts on old cars. You don't want them loosening up as the wheel goes clockwise. So as we tighten the next fitting, we don't want this to become looser. So actually tightening this fitting in tightens this. So we'll make this as tight as we can by hand, and that's all. Once we can't turn it anymore, that's as tight as it needs to be. If we get a big channel locks wrench and twist it really tight, we could break things. Silicone is mostly for making the seal from the liner to this, and from the skimmer to the liner. With just a little dab on the threads will do it good. That's enough. This threads in regularly. And then in this particular installation, this is a barb fitting. The hose just fits on here and tightens down with the hose clamp. Okay, this is the biofalls. This is the biological filtration unit for the pond. This keeps the water clean. I've connected the hose to the back of it. The hose runs down to the skimmer, and basically the water falls into the pond, circulates through the pond, gets drawn into the skimmer, and pumped up here. It comes in from the bottom of this and rises through a filter mat, and then some lava rock or stone media, and then through some plants, and then comes over and water falls back down into the pond. Okay, this is the 1.5 inch plumbing that'll bring the water from the skimmer up to the biofalls. I'm going to cut it here and install it into the skimmer. We're burying it as we go, and it'll just come in, and the pump will be in this side of the skimmer. We'll connect an overflow drain right here. And in heavy storms, heavy rains, the water will just drip out here into gravel around the back. In some cases, we'll attach the extra plumbing that we cut off and connect it to a drain pipe, but there are no drain pipes here. It's just going to drain into the driveway. These brushes act as a filter, and this is also The first line of defense is this net. So the skimmer works by having this door. The pump sucks water into it. This door will be attached like so. This floats and causes surface tension on the water, so all of the suction is coming over top of this door. Very little is coming through the bottoms and the sides. So instead of sucking water from the bottom of the pond, you're sucking water from the surface. So the leaves off of this tree that fall will float, and will float in here. Will get caught first in this net. Any pieces that get through will get caught in these brushes. So those are the two lines of defense. That is the filtering system. And this is the door that lets it all in. This is how we will attach the liner through these machined-in holes that have receivers for the bolts. We're going to install these rocks first, starting in the bottom and working our way around, and then we'll attach this skimmer faceplate as we get closer so that we don't stretch anything and pull the liner tight. Okay, we finished our small pond and waterfall. We planted some flowers, put a little bit of mulch around. It's taken a crew of guys about a half a day to build. This is a little bit more involved than some of the projects, but certainly not out of reach. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We really enjoyed doing this for you. I'm Kevin Soergel, Soergel's Landscapes, Aquascapes, Floriscapes.